What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to go over 8 success Redbubble tips. Today's the 10th of February. We've officially passed about, I think, 41 days or something like that of the new year. And so it's been a lot of designing, a lot of work, a lot of uploading to Redbubble. And I figure, why don't I give my 8 tips to Redbubble for today? And of course, my tips might change in the future. There are different things that I like to focus on. But these are things that I just feel are important for everything that I'm doing now. And so I figured I'd share them. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the first tip is going to be number one, and I don't have them numbered, but enable offsite marketing. There's a setting within your Redbubble store. I actually made a full-on video of this. And by the way, guys, every video that I mention in the YouTube will be in the description box. Now, when I mention something like a product, whether it's a paid product like a course or a software, that will be in the comments section as well. But in the description, there will be videos that you guys can access where I mention something. Obviously, I won't be able to show those videos here because then, this video would take too long. But enable offsite marketing. There's a setting within Redbubble where you go into your settings and you allow them to advertise your products. A lot of people do not have this setting already enabled. I don't know why, but at one point Redbubble was by default not checking this off. Maybe they were doing it to limit the amount of ad spend that they were doing, or whatever the case may be. I'm really not sure. But usually it used to be a default, but it's not that case for some people anymore. So if you are using Redbubble and you are selling on Redbubble, make sure you enable offsite marketing, because what that does for you is that you're basically giving them the permission to advertise your products on things like Google, Facebook, email marketing, just a whole bunch of different avenues that are different from just Redbubble themselves, okay? So that's a big tip right there, enable offsite marketing, all right? Let's go ahead and by the way, that video will be in the description box as well. So the next tip is going to be enable bubble mail through notifications. So this I can guarantee almost nobody has unless you manually have done this yourself. If you go over here to your notifications, and like I said, there will be videos and links and all that, but go to your notifications in your settings and enable your bubble messages. It's the third one. Make sure that's enabled. The reason why I say that is because there's going to be customers that come to your website on Redbubble that want to buy something, but it might not be optimized. It just might not look right. Maybe they want something different, but they do like you as a seller and they want to buy from you for whatever reason. They will message you. And when you start to get a certain amount of volume on your Redbubble store, a certain amount of traffic, a certain amount of attention, you're going to get to the point where you're going to be inundated with messages. I'm talking, 5, 10, 20 messages a day of people saying, hey, can you do this? Can you upload this? Can you fix this? I want to buy this, XYZ. And so you won't know that they're actually messaging you. If you're like me, you have multiple Redbubble accounts, it's hard to log into every single one every single day because I like to generally focus on one account per month. And when I focus on that one account per month, I'm not focusing on the others. So it's best to just enable it here through email marketing. And basically, when somebody sends you an bubble message on Redbubble, you'll get the email for it. And this is by default not enabled. So you do want to enable this. And so whenever somebody messages you, like I said, and it's on a different account that you're not constantly checking, you're going to get the email and it's going to say, hey, somebody messaged you. You're going to click on it. You're going to log into that account and message them back and offer them whatever product you'll have. So that will help you boost up your sales as well. Okay? Let's go ahead and move on to the next tip. Enable Google Analytics. So this tells me and anybody who uses Google Analytics a lot about the success of their store. So this is a Google Analytics for a new store that I have, which is the February store. And you can see here 31.9% of my traffic comes from the U.S. Then I have some from United Arab Emirates. Then I have from Morocco, Algeria, India. So maybe that's a big, concept, the fact that I get that many people in different countries showing up to my store. Maybe I should create designs in other languages for those people. Maybe I could take my designs and maybe add some keywords or add some tags that they might be searching for already that might help boost me. So things like that. And you also want to essentially cross-reference your traffic with your sales. Where are your sales coming from? Where's your traffic coming from? And thankfully, Redbubble does give us that information. You know, if the payment is coming from the UK, or if it's coming from the United States, or really where it's coming from. That's a big deal because we get to see, you know, who's our current customer base and can we expand on that level, right? So I have a video on how to enable Google Analytics. It's actually very, very important. And so if you want to learn how to do that, it's a literally like 3-minute video or 4-minute video, something like that. If you want to see it, I will link that in the description box as well. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next tip is create your designs upfront for the week. So whether it's for the week or for the month or for whatever it is, I always recommend doing it upfront. So I don't always recommend it, rather. I apologize about that. I recommend it. I maybe said that recommendation once on here before, but now I'm going to always be recommending it. I just feel like it works better for me, where, you know, sit down maybe for an hour, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe even a whole day, whatever the case may be, and just sit and design as much as you possibly can. Now, if you're in the design course, which is autopilotpassiveincome.com, POD design course, I've shown how to make 60 designs within 34 minutes, and I've done it live. So if you're on that course, you can sit down for 2 hours, 3 hours, and create hundreds of designs. And those hundreds of designs could last you for, you know, depending on how much you upload a day, but they could last you for weeks up to a few months, depending on how long it takes you to upload each design. So if you want to learn on how to do that and how I did that, along with some other content on designing and things like that, head over to autopilotpassiveincome.com. Check out the POD design course. We will be adding more content. Right now we have 30 lessons in the course, and those 30 lessons are essentially what make up the $39.99 price. Of course, there's also bonuses included, by the way, in the course. You get free graphics, you get free fonts, things like that. But as we add more to the course, the price of the course will go up. So that is the design course, which, like I said, I'll leave in the description and in the comment box as well, okay, in the pinned comment. The next tip is going to be go back and enable newer products. So this is something let's face it, we all probably have not done. Even I have missed out on a lot of products that I haven't enabled, but I always like to go make sure that, you know, at least I'm doing this once a week. Go back into some of the older products and make sure, especially if it's an older store, make sure that, because I do have some older stores with, you know, hundreds and thousands of designs now, and so go back, enable the desk mats, enable the mouse pads, enable the hats, enable every product that's currently not enabled. And you never know what a consumer is willing to buy. Maybe they're looking for that, you know, that special design, that special product on that special oddball product, right? It could be a mask. It could be, you know, maybe you didn't optimize it for a duffel bag or for a backpack. Whatever the case may be, I'm telling you guys, that's where the profits come from when you enable the oddball products. And that brings me into my next tip, which is optimize for specifically odd designs, right? Not just newer products, but odd ones. So a lot of people ditch products like the backpacks or the duffel bags or the leggings or you know, any kind of other product that they think that doesn't get a sale. You know, I see a lot of people optimize for maybe only t-shirts and stickers, and then they just forget about the rest. But you want to really take the time and optimize for all products, because you can get bigger products. In fact, typically the weirder the product is, like a backpack or something like that, duvet cover, you know, whatever it is, you can make a lot of money on that. Like, you can make a lot more profit. And there's less of those on Redbubble. So if in terms of competition, you kind of get a leg up on that area. Obviously, you know, the search engine is not all of it. There's parts to it that where you could be successful outside of it. And I'll actually make a video on kind of what that is. But SEO matters on Redbubble. It just matters to a point. Like, there are other things that you could do to help improve your sales and things like that. But at the end of the day, optimize for the odd products. Those odd products, believe it or not, will get you sales here and there. I've had moments in time where I've walked away with $30 of profit on a single product that was an odd product that I, you know, boosted up the rate on how much I charged for it, because I felt like I was the only one in that area that was creating a decent enough product that people were actually going to buy. So you guys, give it a shot. You know, give it a shot and let me know what happens. But Finally, for the last one, optimize for your tags for sales and not visits. Majority of the products on Redbubble are not optimized for sales. They're optimized for visits. So when I say visits, a lot of people focus and they think that traffic means sales, and traffic does not mean sales. You can't walk away with store visitors and put them in your wallet. You need to have sales. I see a lot of people bragging and boasting in forums and videos and things like that, which there's nothing wrong with to brag and boast about your success. But if you're getting visits and you're not getting sales, it's not even like, what's the point in that? In my opinion, there's nothing to brag about in that notion. Um, go check out your visits. All right, if you're getting visits on your products, it doesn't necessarily mean that people are, or impressions rather. If you're getting impressions on your products, it doesn't necessarily mean that people are interested in buying. Even if the people click, doesn't necessarily mean that they're interested in buying. They can click for whatever reason. We all know that conversion rates are about 2% to 1%. So all of the traffic that you're getting, right, 2% of that, if not 2%, maybe 1%, are going to buy. So if you're not getting, like if you're getting essentially, let's say 1,000 visitors a month, it's not that much, because if you think about it, how many sales is that? 10, 20? It's really not that much. So um, you got to be aware that the way you tag has everything to do with the amount of sales you get. And also design, and I've said this before, but you can't create the best designs ever and not tag at all and expect to make money. And you also can't expect to have the best tagging strategy in the world, but the worst design quality and expect to make money as well. It just doesn't work that way. But in terms of tagging, you need to look at your tags and you need to optimize specifically for sales. And I've went over this in the tagging course, and I've shown a literal step-by-step strategy how to do this, and I've had like countless amount of people come back to me, not only in public testimonials on YouTube, but on email marketing as well. Not marketing, email, where they email me personally through the Contact Us page, and they say, thank you, I've gotten to this level or that level with ranking. Like, I've gotten to page 1 now, I've gotten to page 2, now I can figure it out, now I truly understand how it works, etc. And then they lead with their question. But in terms of tagging, if you feel like you need help or guidance with that, and you feel like that's the thing that might be holding you back with Redbubble, don't be afraid to check out the Redbubble tagging course. Like I said, there's 30 lessons on this, and like I said, the POD design course is different than the tagging course. The tagging course is specifically designed for the tagging, the titling aspect of Redbubble, to not only be seen through Redbubble's search engine, but through Google's search engine as well. And for me, I've said this before, but tagging and titling, for me, results in about 70 to 80% of my traffic, which comes through organic. And yes, you guys have seen me use the Instagram bots, and I still do, using the Instagram bots, the optimal bot for the growth on Instagram, which could result in about, let's say, an extra, maybe like 700 visits a month, 700, 800, sometimes even 1,000, 1,200, depending on the actual month and depending on the products that I'm promoting. But in terms of traffic, that only makes about maybe 5% of my traffic per store, and especially for an established store. In the beginning, that carries a majority of the sales, the social media. But as you guys know, tagging, optimizing, titling, all that takes time for the Redbubble to essentially aggregate and help you rank, especially on Google. Google's a big thing. And so if you're going to focus on your tagging and your titling, that will play a part in Google and will play a part in Redbubble's algorithm. But at the end of the day, that's where the organic sales come in. And I actually have like a little cheat code, like I said, where I set up my organic tags, I set up my titles, and I optimize them for search on Redbubble and on Google. But then what I do is I use the Instagram bot and I get sales on that specific product, because I can control what I get sales on, and I've shown how to do this before, but I do control what product I get sales on, especially if it's a product that gets more competitive. Essentially, if I'm driving artificial sales from outside of the Redbubble platform from Instagram, Redbubble will, by nature, by the algorithm, rank it higher. So because of that specific product is getting more sales for that specific keyword, I will rank higher in all relations to that keyword. So if I never get any more sales, so let's say I spend 30 days and I get 4 sales, 6 sales, 10 sales on that product. Well, I'm ranking higher than everybody else now, at least, or majority at least, which usually brings me up to the first page. And once I reach the first page, that will take care of itself because the visitors will search for products. I'll get traffic, they'll see my product, and some will buy, and that will create organic down the road. And I think I've spoken about this maybe once or twice, but I haven't really dove too deep into it, and I will make videos about this in the future. So once again, guys, if you need help with tagging or even designing, you feel like, whatever side or aspect of it is something that you need help with or maybe need some guidance with, you need a helping hand, check out the courses, and of course check out the video that comes with the courses because it explains what's in the course. Check out the curriculum. So for example, on the tagging course, you know exactly what you get here. There's no secrets. There's nothing like that. So it's right there. You could read through, see what you get. But that's kind of everything for today in terms of the tips. In terms of the videos, the free videos that I mentioned, I will leave them in the links in the description. And if you guys care, I did create a brand new YouTube channel where a lot of people are enjoying it so far. We're doing tutorials, step-by-step videos. Not just on Redbubble. I know only 2 Redbubble videos are up right now on that channel, but we're doing other tutorials on. We're gonna do other tutorials like app creation, website creation, passive income, videos where we create blogs, websites, review different things, softwares. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of different things, right? So if you're interested in that, and it's something that you want to start doing, you want to make money, we're even going to start a new Shopify series soon on there. You create your own print-on-demand website from scratch. If that's something you're interested in, go check out that channel. I'll leave the link to the new channel as well. So definitely go check out the resources, the links. There's free links, there's paid links, there's basically everything you need to help give you a leg up on the system, all right? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.